Well, unfortunately, my Princeton Power DRI-10 inverter isn't working right anymore, and unfortunately, it is so complex. It's just over my head. I really don't even know what to do. I bought this from a local company that is out of business. They said they spent $30,000 on it for a job that never happened. It does have some kind of special programming if you wanted to use it for wind, but it also just works fine for solar. I have this connected to 11 kilowatts on my roof, and it's been working great for about 2 years now, something like that. But we had one day that was super sunny, and somehow I saw I was getting about 12.5 kilowatts through the inverter from my solar panels, and the system shut down, restarted, and when it restarted, it was making some noise, and now I can no longer feed power to the grid. So it's a big bummer. I have all these solar panels on the roof that, as of a few days ago, aren't doing anything, and I just have absolutely no idea how to fix this thing. There's so much stuff in here. I'm not an electrical engineer. It probably can be fixed because right now it is still working. Let's see if I can get in here and show you. So because it is a hybrid inverter, it's always connected to my solar, my batteries, which this is a huge battery pack right here. And then up here, this is the grid quadrant, and down here is my loads. So right now the grid is sending 1.2 kilowatts to my house. And if the sun was out, it is definitely not out, it would send the power directly from the solar panels with a slight priority, it seems like, to the battery. And then any excess would go to the grid. But unfortunately, that feature is no longer working. Yeah, so it's a bummer. I imagine this could still be used off-grid, because from what I can tell, that's the only feature that's not working. But if you do buy this, buy it at your own risk, because I really, like I said, don't know a whole lot about it, unfortunately. It is outdoor rated. That's why I do have it out here. I have a shut-off right here. Right now, this is just connected to a 12 volt going to my battery. It just powers a 12 volt contactors for my battery pack. And I added a little cooling fan here just in case it ever got super hot. It never even really clicked on. I never really used it. But because that direction is east, it would get all of the morning sun. And here in Ithaca, New York, we don't have to worry about too much sun. But in case it ever overheated, I wanted to have that on there. I do have a buck converter that I installed right here. So it is taking the 24 volt power source from there through the buck converter, and I am using that to power the contactors inside this battery pack. I can show you what it does when I flip on the switch right here. It says wind, but this is the DC input for wind or AC. So if I flip that on, oh, and by the way, I do have the upper plexiglass piece. It's right down there. I just never put it on. But yeah, it's there. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, I mean, actually right now, it says I'm getting 0.6, 0.7 kilowatts from my solar panels. It's registering the voltage, 395 volts. And the battery voltage right now is 329 volts. And I have solar power going into my battery. Again, it's cloudy, but I guess I am getting 0.6 kilowatts, and it does seem to be working at the moment. If you can see that. I wish it was a little sunnier so I could test this a little bit more for you, but I don't know. So there it is. Hell, maybe it's even working again. Maybe it just overheated or something, and there was an alert triggered. I don't know. It's been working. It's been reliable. I just don't know really how to tweak it or change it. It's just such a rare unit. Oh, and Princeton Power is out of business. Due to COVID, they went out of business early in 2020. So unfortunately, they aren't around to help me. But there you have it. The Princeton Power DRI-10. It is a 10 kilowatt hybrid inverter. It works pretty much anywhere, on-grid, off-grid, both, with a battery. But you definitely would need a battery, and I do actually have 2 batteries for sale as well. I have, like I said, a battery inside this. It's a Tesla RAV4 EV battery, and then covered up under all that snow, I have a tarp over it, is another battery, same thing, 41 kilowatt hour battery pack. So I guess let me know if you want it.